Most people think protection is about locks on doors, alarms on houses, or maybe even weapons to defend themselves. But what about the unseen world, the hidden realms that we sense in shadows, in the weight of fear at night, or in the strange whispers that move through our thoughts? From the earliest human civilizations, people knew we were not alone. There are forces, some call them spirits, others call them demons, that move invisibly, testing us, feeding on our energy, and sometimes attaching themselves to us in ways we don't even realize. And just as people discovered ways to call on gods, angels, and higher powers, they also discovered ways to protect themselves from darkness. One of the most powerful of these protections is the sigil. A sigil is more than just a symbol. It is intention condensed into form. Think of it as a spiritual technology, a way of taking an invisible force like your will, your prayer, or your belief, and crystallizing it into a visual mark that radiates energy beyond the physical. Some sigils are personal, created by magicians for their own work. Others are ancient, passed down through generations, carrying centuries of accumulated power. The most famous protective sigil is the Seal of Solomon. Legend says that King Solomon used this star-like emblem, often shown as a hexagram, to command demons and spirits, binding them to his will. Whether you believe this literally or symbolically, the seal represents the mastery of light over darkness, order over chaos, spirit over matter. Countless occult traditions, from Kabbalah to ceremonial magic, have used this seal as a shield against demonic interference. But Solomon's seal is just the beginning. In grimoires, the old magical handbooks, there are dozens of protective marks designed specifically for warding. Some are planetary sigils, drawn from the energies of Saturn for boundaries or Jupiter for divine authority. Others are angelic signatures, calling upon archangels like Michael, Raphael, and Gabriel to protect the one who bears them. Why do they work? On one level, the skeptic might say they are psychological anchors. A person draws or wears a sigil, believes in its power, and that belief activates their inner strength. In other words, it's the human mind focusing through a symbol. But those who have practiced know it goes deeper. Sigils seem to operate on the laws of resonance. Just as music can carry a frequency that uplifts or disturbs, a symbol charged with intention carries an energy that influences unseen realms. Demons, spirits, and parasitic forces recognize that energy and often retreat. Think about how predators in the animal world are warded off by the markings of poisonous creatures or by eye spots on butterflies. Sigils act like that in the spiritual world. They broadcast a message: this one is protected, do not approach. One particularly interesting protective sigil is the circle with a cross within it, sometimes known as the solar cross. Ancient shamans and mystics used it to represent wholeness, balance, and divine authority. It was said to banish chaotic spirits by reminding them of cosmic order. Another is the pentagram, not the distorted, inverted one used in horror films, but the upright five-pointed star. This symbol has been used for centuries to ward off evil, with each point representing spirit, air, fire, water, and earth. The pentagram, when drawn correctly, is a fortress of balance. Sigils are not limited to books and scrolls. Many cultures carved them onto doorways, inscribed them on jewelry, or even marked their bodies with them. To carry a sigil was to carry a shield, one that the eyes of men might not see, but the spirits surely would. And what about today? Can these ancient sigils still protect us? The answer is yes, but with one condition: belief and intention. A sigil without belief is just a doodle. But when you create or invoke a sigil with focus, with trust, with the energy of your spirit, it becomes alive. It becomes a beacon of light that pushes back the darkness. Some practitioners suggest meditating with the sigil, tracing it in the air with your hand, or visualizing it glowing brightly around you before sleep. Others wear sigil pendants, rings, or tattoos. But the real power is not the material, it is the spiritual energy that flows through it. There is also a deeper truth. Sigils remind us that symbols themselves shape reality. Every logo, every flag, every religious symbol we see daily is a kind of sigil, designed to direct energy and focus minds. The difference is whether that symbol uplifts and protects, or manipulates and enslaves. To consciously choose protective sigils is to reclaim the power of symbols and use them for your freedom, not your oppression. So the next time you feel that chill at night, or sense an unseen presence watching, remember this: you are not powerless. You carry within you the ability to focus your intention, to align with divine authority, and to command your own protection. Whether you call upon the seal of Solomon, the pentagram of balance, the cross of wholeness, or a personal sigil of your own creation, you are stepping into an ancient current of wisdom, a current that has defended seekers for thousands of years. Evil feeds on fear, but when you mark yourself with the fire of spirit, the darkness has no place to enter. The demons may whisper, but they cannot stay. The shadows may rise, but they cannot cross the boundary of your light. Sigils are not superstition, they are spiritual science, hidden in plain sight. And once you understand how to use them, you will never again walk unprotected.